May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly market forecast. We're looking at the NASDAQ 100. The NASDAQ. All right. We're actually looking at NASDAQ future contracts. All right. But those who trade CFDs, like the NAS 100, you'll find this is virtually identical. Uh, Pretty damn close. But I like to the trading the futures because it's regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and everybody gets the same prices. No weird spreads, no weird uh, slippage action, none of that. All right, but let's go. All right, so what do we have here? We have a upward trending market with, where we're breaking structure to the upside pretty consistently. Now, this in this instance, we made this low, we made this high, we made a lower low, and then we made a higher high. All right. But you know by design that the indexes, the the stock indexes, are designed to go up. Okay. When you get these dips, those are buying opportunities. That's why I have it illustrated here as a demand zone, and this is where you wanted to get in for a new dip buying opportunity, and we are pushing higher now. As far as the most current price action, like I said, this is the weekly time frame, and what I want you to see is that this was last week's candle. All right, this one right here, and you can see that it closed after taking out the low of the previous month. It retraced and closed within the range of the high and low of the previous month, previous week, excuse me. So, what does that tell you? That tells me that had it closed below that low, I would be looking for further declines. All right. But because we close within, we could either be moving sideways, or the next candle is going to be able, is going to trade towards the high of last week's candle, and that's what I'm looking at. All right. Now, I want you to also notice it did, like I said, it took out the low of the previous week. And if we look at the S&P 500, you can see that it did not trade below that low. That is an SMT, a smart money technique. This is just a divergence. It diverged. These are positively correlated assets, and they usually follow the same area, the same highs and lows and whatnot. But when one makes a higher high, a higher low, and the other, the NASDAQ, if I can get back to it, makes a lower low, then you know that smart money has gotten involved, and this is a sign, an indication, a flag where you say, "Oh, I better start to look for an entry," because, well, what you want to do is say, "Okay, which one is the stronger asset?" The S&P is, because it. Sorry, that's the. All right, the S&P is stronger because it made a higher low. All right, and it is just that demonstrates that it's just a little more stronger. So if I want to take buys, it's going to be in the S&P. If I had to choose between the two indices, two positively correlated indexes, I would choose the stronger one because it goes according with the trend, and it is stronger, made a higher low. So I think I'd have a higher probability of buy being successful here, as opposed to the NASDAQ, which is weaker, just a little bit weaker, but weaker nonetheless. Let me fix what just happened there. Let's see. I got it. All right. My mouse sometimes does that. So you know where we're at. Now we made a lower low. So for the last Friday, it closed within. All right. there is a potential for price to either move sideways or trade towards the high. Boom, like that. Okay. This is the one I want to take shorts in if I had to choose between the two indices. Now, I hope you got that. All right. So, what do we have here? We have a break of market structure here, bullish break of market structure. Then we have this pullback into this order block. All right. And what do I look for when the price pulls back into an order block? I'm looking for it to find support for higher prices. That's it. That's all there is to it. And I look for the structure to support that. Now, this is what I want to show you. We have a bearish fair value gap here. That's going to act as resistance. Okay. It'll turn gray. I don't know why it's taking so long to move. All right, but what we can look for is price to trade towards the high of the previous candle, the previous day. This is Thursday. Friday's candle. I'm looking. You can already see it opened up with a gap. It opened with a gap, and it came down, and then we started to flip up. I'm looking for price to come back into this fair value gap. Now, the thing is, I'm looking to see how price reacts once it gets up into that fair value gap. That is my point of interest. All right. If price reacts to it bearishly, temporarily, and then pushes up higher, that means it's disrespecting this fair value gap. And I'm looking for prices to either hit here, here, and up here. I'm looking for higher prices because that would be a very bullish indication if it disrespects that bearish fair value gap. All right. I'm not done. All right. That is the bullish scenario. All right. That is the bullish scenario. If there is a bearish scenario, all right, because like I said, this one is the one that was weaker. I'm looking for prices to respect that fair value gap. I'm looking for a 2 candle reaction. Price comes up, reacts, turns into a doji, something like this candle here. And then the next candle goes up and takes the high, and then starts to peel back towards these lows. Once it hits these lows, hey man, we got lows here and lows here to target. We have relative equal lows down here. There's good liquidity to come down here, but we are in a bullish fair value of a bullish order block. All right, and I'm looking for price to push higher. I am. All right. Now, again, if I had to take a bullish trade, if I see it disrespect that fair value gap, I'll be wanting to look at it in the S&P, honestly, because it's the stronger of the two. Got it? But if it forms up right in the NASDAQ, I'd take it too. Now, let's go down to the 4-hour. I want you to see something. On the 4-hour, there is a bullish fair value gap here. Price has already used it to go higher. Can you see that? It tapped into it here and pushed up higher. We are heading to this POI. That's why I'm very interested in seeing just how the market reacts. If I can get to it, just how the market will react to this daily fair value gap. If it disrespects it, then we're going higher, and I'll be looking for buys. All right, I'll be looking to see if price pushes higher and also creates fair value gaps along the way, so that we can take a high probability trade to these highs. Does that make sense to you? I hope it does. We have a bullish fair value gap. It has used it, and it looks like we are going to. It's going to take it to our POI. All right, we have to be patient this week with the NASDAQ. Okay, we got to see how price is going to react once it gets up here. It could turn over, or it could break through and act as support. All right, I'll be looking for bullish fair value, guys. I'm looking for evidence that there is bullish order flow. That's what I'll be looking for. I'm looking for price to tap into it and continue higher. So let's keep our eye. I didn't mean to do all of that. Let's keep our eye on this fair value gap right here. Okay. And I just hope that you enjoyed this video and you got something from it. Hey, make sure you hit the like button and the boost button, and make sure you leave a comment and let me know if you like the idea. Or what do you think is going to happen next with this fair value gap? Tell me what your thoughts are. I'll see you in the next video. May profits be upon you.